Hi everybody, this is Doug Buenz with the 680 Homes Group at Venture Sotheby's International Realty and 680homes.com. Welcome to the latest episode of Inside Real Estate. Our topic today is the hierarchy of buyers. Oftentimes, if there's multiple offers, there's some confusion about how strong particular buyers are. So what I'd like to share with you today is what's generally perceived to be the hierarchy of buyers from strongest to weakest. So the strongest buyers are, not surprisingly, all cash buyers. They have the money in the bank, ready to go, teed up, ready to buy. These are solid gold buyers for most sellers, especially if they have contingencies or need to find another house or something where strength and quickness of closing is important to them. The downside for all cash buyers for a lot of sellers is they can sometimes be a little too demanding on price. They want a little more of a discount for the fact they're all cash than other buyers who are not. So it makes them less appealing at times. So no question though, in terms of financial strength, all cash buyers win the day. The next strongest buyer would be a non-contingent finance buyer. So that's a buyer who does not have to sell their property and has no hang-ups with their current residence, and they're pre-approved and ready to go. These are good buyers, especially if they waive the appraisal contingency and if they demonstrate they have enough cash to close the escrow regardless of where the property appraises. Those are good buyers, are almost as good as all cash buyers, but not quite because you still have to get through the loan process. Close to them would be an all cash buyer who needs to close escrow on their property. If it will totally depend on what stage the buyer's transaction is at. If all contingencies are removed and they're a week away from closing, that's pretty strong. If they just went into escrow and the buyer still has an inspection contingency, that weakens their situation some because there's a higher chance that their transaction may fall out of escrow. But they're still very strong buyers, especially if all contingencies have been removed on their property and they're close to closing escrow. The next buyer in the hierarchy are non-contingent buyers subject to close of escrow of their home. So oftentimes buyers will sell their home and then go purchase a property. If they do not have to sell their property, but their property's in escrow, okay, that can be a fairly strong situation. It depends, again, how close they are to closing escrow and what the status is of their underlying transaction. If the buyer still has an inspection contingency, that weakens their situation quite a bit because it could fall out of escrow. If they're 4 days away from closing escrow on their property, that significantly raises the level of strength of them as a buyer. So lastly, on the bottom of the hierarchy of buyers are contingent buyers. So if you're a buyer who has a home you need to sell in order to purchase, unfortunately, in terms of the hierarchy of buyers, you're at the bottom of the list. Obviously, it's going to depend 100% on the saleability of your home and where you price it. So the onus will be on you as a buyer and your agent to prove to the seller that you have a highly saleable property that should not have any problem selling whatsoever. You're still going to have to get through the contingency process on that transaction, so that makes you not nearly as strong as some of these other buyer categories. So I hope that helps you understand the hierarchy of buyers and where you would fit in as a potential buyers in the event there's competition. As always, if we can help you or anyone you know with their real estate needs, please give us a call at 925-621-0680 or visit us at 680homes.com. Thanks again for watching.